Noble.
Nice to be back.
Hey.
I'm enjoying the conversation we had off air.
Yes, let's just leave it
We
off.
should
Okay.
probably leave it
Yeah,
there.
let's just
Yeah.
leave it off there, okay? I like my job. I don't want to.
But it was funny.
Yeah, maybe. I will say, at least now we know a lawyer.
Yes.
He may not help us, but
Yes.
if we have to,
That's
true.
You know,
I do feel like you might need a new job after that conversation.
Well, we can have Noble step in at least.
I'll help.
it's Freedom Advice Friday time with McIntyre Laws. Noble McIntyre. We got a couple of questions for you this morning.
Okay.
The first one that came in says, if I got hurt at work on an oil field, ranch, or farm job, is that workers' comp or a personal injury case?
So workers' comp, personal injury, same thing. A workers' comp is a personal injury case. What they're asking is, do you have two different avenues to recover? And the answer is this. If you get hurt on the job at any time, you do have a workers' compensation claim you can pursue. The reality is, though, sometimes you can pursue both a workers' compensation claim and a third-party lawsuit against somebody else. Perfect example is we had a person that was injured on an oil field site very badly. They had a workers' compensation claim against their employer. But the reason they were injured is at that particular job site, a third-party vendor had come in to do some work on the well site too, and they are the ones that created the negligence that hurt the person. So our person signed up for a workers' compensation claim, but we also pursued the third-party claim. The reason you do that is a third-party claim has much more value than a workers' compensation claim. The workers' compensation value is limited. The benefits are limited by statute. So let's say you lose a hand. And a workers' compensation, that might only be worth $40,000, but it might be worth $1 million on the third-party claim. Okay. So you pursue both because the workers' compensation gives you income and resources now. Then you pursue the other one. If you recover at the other one, your workers' compensation has a right of subrogation. You have to pay them back a percentage of what they paid you, but that's fine because you're getting way, way more money on the other side. So the answer is you can have both under certain circumstances, but you will always have the workers' compensation component.
Okay.
So I got a quick question. When you bring this up, and it was brought up an oil field. Okay. So like, the movie Deepwater Horizon and all that. So was that like a workman's comp, and then was it a third party as well?
So if you have if a third party outside of your employer did something that created negligence that would get you hurt, you would have both.
Wow.
So yes, you could have both in that deal. And you always want a third party component because the value is so much more money than what the statute allows for a workers' compensation claim.
Okay. Let's move on to our next one. This one's kind of interesting, talking about cows. So tell us, you're an Okie.
Yeah.
If I'm injured because my neighbor's cow got out and caused a wreck on a rural road, who is liable?
Had that claim many times. We've had many people call us because that happens in Oklahoma frequently. Mm-hmm. The rule is this. In order to recover damages against the owner of the cow, or often it's a horse, you have to prove that the owner, the farmer, the rancher, knew or should have known that the fence was in disrepair. However that animal got out, they got out because the fence that kept them in was in disrepair. If you can show that they had gotten out consistently, the fence was down, it was an inadequate repair, it just had not been repaired at all, you have a cause of action, and we've recovered that way. But if it's the first time it happened and you can't show that the farmer or rancher knew or should have known that that animal was going to get out, then you have no cause of action, even if you get killed. So if you're driving down a dark road at night and a black steer is standing in the middle of the road and you crest the hill and you hit it and you get badly injured or you get killed, there's only a cause of action if the farmer knew or should have known that was likely to happen.
Whoa.
Yep. And if it's happened many times, then you do have that cause of action. We've turned people away and said we can't help you, and there's other times that we've been able to help people.
That's crazy.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
How could the farmer have known and have to hold them liable?
Well, we all know that there are those fluke incidents where the animal gets out for no reason.
Well, perfect example, a windstorm comes up and you have trees that cross over fence lines.
Yeah.
Branch falls, takes down the fence. The animal can get out. The farmer doesn't know yet. It happened in the night. In that case, the farmer's not going to be liable because what is the negligence? They didn't do anything wrong. It was an act of God.
Yep.
On the other hand, tree comes down, the fence goes down, and 6 weeks later, they still haven't fixed the fence. Now the farmer knew.
Yeah.
That's
that makes
incredible.
good sense.
That's why we do this, though. And that's how you can, get the answers you need from the Jesus line.
777-7000.
I knew he was going to love that.
Happy to help
seriously,
with that
though, I do appreciate this. I think you're helping out a lot of folks with questions that maybe they're afraid that they were, how do I ask this question to a lawyer?
Yeah, I enjoy coming in and doing this. And I mean, I've been doing this 30 years, so I have answers to just about everything. And if I don't know it, I'll just make something up and it's going to sound amazing.
Well, hopefully you're preemptively solving some problems because, yeah, I know that sometimes I hear Noble in my head.
Yep.
Noble said, don't say that.
Don't say that.
Keep your mouth shut. So there you go.
You have the right to remain silent, sometimes not the ability.
Yes.
Yes.
Try to. And then remember, always go get checked out.
Yes.
See, you really have.
See, we've heard Noble.
It's Free Legal Advice Friday with McIntyre Laws. Noble McIntyre. Noble, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.